me tight. No fear, no sin, no way to bear. Mercy and this was there. No fire burn like passion wild. No losing through like hatred pile. This body aches, a cage of stone. Rest whisper storm, the only thing. Hunger's the beast, the strongest. It's constant. No chains, no despair. Among the shadows, we shine so bright. We carry peace into the night. I believe that let us free from strife. No way to clean, no weight on life. Come on, we'll no hatred, no pain.
Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Hello, welcome to Trump USA Iran War Israel Cast News. Angry? Hello? Hello? Fanud, Achik has arrived. Oh, Achik. You beautiful human being, you Achik. I'm gonna appoint you general of the South Sudanese Army.
Bro.
Congratulations. You're gonna be a general someday, Achik. Inspiring tens of thousands of soldiers.
Is he a captain right now?
You interrupted me. I was speaking with Achik.
Alright, go ahead, sorry.
I'm just saying, Achek's got a glorious future ahead of him as a general in the South Sudanese Army. He's going to inspire tens of thousands of soldiers. What are you going to do, Farnood?
We're gonna win.
Are you going to win, Farnood? Hello?
Sorry, are you speaking to me?
Yeah, are you going to win like Achek here? Are you a winner like Achek?
Honestly, it's not about winning or losing. It's just about leaving the world better than you found it.
I think that's bullshit.
I don't know. Do you ever do you have kids of your own, or do you want a family?
Yeah, click the link above. You can see my family. I've got over 3 billion possible children swimming around in between my legs like a ball. Powerful.
I'm saying hypothetically, if you had kids, wouldn't you want a better world for them?
Achik, can you take over for now? Farnood's asking questions again, and I'm not at the asking a Q&A portion of my show yet, so Achik can take over for you, Farnood. I'm going on mute.
Q&A doesn't matter. You just gotta look after people. Kitover is actually pretty funny. It's horrible.
Didn't take the comedy show. He realized that he was outclassed. This is called a Japanese war drum. The Japanese are currently preparing to help America defend the homeland by helping us destroy the enemy deep inside of Iran. Hello? Thanks, Farnood. Thanks for coming to the show. We're going to invite some heavy hitters here. We're going to bring in El Normo, a real star of the show. Here we go. El Normo. number one spokesman.
I don't know about that, but I would say all of the military pundits are blown away by the success of this operation. This is American Israel at our very finest. It's just incredibly impressive. You're gonna run for mayor next?
Yeah, I've already started putting together all the marketing materials, and because I did so much for the congressional campaign, I have so much stuff built out that it'll be much easier this way. And but yeah, I start gathering petitions soon.
You realize if you keep trying, you're gonna win something.
Yeah, there's all these unintended consequences that happen as a result of running. And my favorite part is the dating, the women that just magically appear. You know, it's like you're a celebrity in a band and you're on stage. I'm being facetious, but it's somewhat true.
You mean you weren't really telling the truth about the women?
Yeah, you do meet women when you run.
Nice ones?
Beautiful ones, the most beautiful ones.
Kol hakavod. Strength and courage to you, and the will to do the right thing.
The divine will. You know what the three responses of the children were to Mordecai that pissed off Haman?
The three responses of the children.
Yeah, what did the three children tell Mordecai that upset Haman?
I don't remember.
The first child said, do not give in to sudden fear or terror, for the Lord is with you.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a famous line.
The second one said, despite all of their plotting and scheming, they will not overcome you.
Yeah, that's another one I recall, yes.
And then the third one is, even until your old age, the Lord will be with you.
Dude, you have a knack for picking out these pearls, man.
Yeah, I reread it. I reread that because I wanted to memorize it.
These be pearls, yo.
I told some girls that on Purim, and they really listened closely, but I couldn't remember all three of them exactly.
Well, you needed El Normo there to bring it out of you.
Oh man, the Chabad rabbi was so drunk, he passed out on the couch, and my friend took a photo with him when he was drunk, and one of his congregants was like, don't do that! How dare you do that? He got rebuked and chastised for trying to take an inappropriate photo of him.
He got chabuked. All right, I'm listening to an important podcast with the guy that advised Henry Kissinger on world affairs and also had O'Reilly as one of his students. This is a guy who was in the Defense Department on the date that we attacked Iran, advising them as to the possible responses from Iran. According to him, they're acting like a paper tiger, which sounds right based on the June War. My fear is, dumb shit like, excuse me for cursing, like the sleeper cells and, their nihilism. Like they just don't care. Since they can't really get at Israel because the Iron Dome is holding, they're going for their cousins in the Gulf. And oh my God, the Persians hate the Arabs so much, and they're pummeling the Arabs on Ramadan. These Shia clerics are out of their brains. So,
do you look at Times of Israel, or is that like too political?
No, I don't. I'm listening now to interviews with military men, military advisors, people who are on the inside of these negotiations and deals, historians. There's some really good historians like Stephen Kotkin, Kotkin, out of the Hoover Institution at Stanford. A little bit of Condoleezza Rice, a little bit of H.R. McMaster, the retired 4-star, I believe. If you want, I'll share some of this stuff. I'm going to go back to listen. Thank you for inviting me in. Thanks for the mod badge.
Okay, take care. Check has returned.
Sir, I got a call. Just give me a moment. Good to see you again, bro. Kitover.
I'm really excited to be joined by back to All In, Harvard professor Graham Allison. Professor Allison, welcome back to All In.
Thanks for having me.
We last had you at the summit in Los Angeles, so it's great to have a conversation. A lot's happened since we last got together. For the audience, Graham Allison is the founding dean of the Harvard Kennedy School. He's advised every Secretary of Defense since Kissinger. He's helped dismantle 12,000 Soviet nuclear weapons, and his book, Destined for War, remains the definitive framework for understanding the U.S.-China relationship. I think it's worth kind of bringing forward some of the things that have happened in the world since we last met. It's the single platform all is dead, but the regime is still holding on to power. Where do you think this conflict will take us, and are we sleepwalking into World War III?
Well, thank you again for having me back, Terry. We'll have a great podcast. I enjoyed the summit, and I'm sorry we're not there in person to catch up, but I think about Iran, how much to say, so this could be a long lecture. Let me just so that it is additional questions and answers. So there's a huge level of uncertainty currently about what's happening and about what's likely to happen. Part of this is also a fog of war, but there's a fog of war that's actually increased because we got two big fog machines adding to the confusion, namely Trump and the administration on the one hand and Bibi on the other. And then we got all the chattering class around it. So I would say, why did Trump decide to go to war now? And there's 6 different reasons he and the administration have given, and each one they back around. What's the objective? There's 5 different objectives, back and around. And when is this war going to end? You know, a day, a week, a month, who knows? So it's very uncomfortable to recognize how uncertain things are. And most of the conversation about it tries to make it more confident. I think the place to start is there's a huge amount of uncertainty. Having said that, I'll still give my prejudices about a few of the points. I mean, two, this has been an extraordinary demonstration of supreme military power and supreme intelligence power. U.S. military and the intelligence community and the Israeli counterparts have been way, way, way off the charts. And I think this should make all Americans proud of what's been built over this decade, of the 2 decades of investment, but especially in the past decade. The third point, there's no tears to be shed for Khamenei and the Islamic Republic regime. It's an evil leader, an evil regime. There's no bad thing that could happen to them that we shouldn't be cheering out of that. The next point, though, breaking something's a lot easier than building something. And destroying targets is something that our military knows very well how to do. Building a new regime change, is something that we know historically doesn't work very well. At least in Iraq and Afghanistan, we had every word said that's been said in this case, and we then went in all in and spent more than $1 billion of many, many thousands of American lives. And when we went to Afghanistan, the Taliban were ruling. When we left Afghanistan, the Taliban were ruling. So I would say, unfortunately, it's against a backdrop that's hard. The next point, slightly more controversial, but I think this is Bibi's war. If your reader or your listeners don't remember Moby Dick, they should go look at it again. Ahab had this fixation, obsession with the white whale and trying to find a way to kill the white whale whenever he could. For the last 2 decades, that's been Bibi's number 1, number 2, number 3 agenda. He's trying to sell that war to Obama, to Trump 1, to Biden, and how he succeeded in mesmerizing Trump, who I thought had his number. I was surprised. So I'm pro-Israel, but anti-Bibi in this respect. And I think that I understand he's brilliant politically, but I don't think this, the arguments that were made that Trump has actually repeated, that Iran was about to attack us, I see no evidence for that. That Iran was about to get a nuclear weapon, I see no evidence for that. That Iran was building an ICBM that was going to attack the U.S., I see no evidence for that. There's many, many bad things about the Iranian regime, but not most of the claims that were made. So I look at this and I hope it turns out well, but I remember that in wars, very frequently it's easy to get in and it's quite difficult to get out.
Let me double click on that point. You mentioned there's multiple reasons that the administration has messaged for doing this, multiple views on what success looks like, multiple timelines on ending it, and that this is Bibi's war. How do you think Trump was motivated to do this? What is the real motivation? And I will ask this in the context of the big delegation and visit to China coming up next month. Is Trump motivated fundamentally to create leverage with China and use this as a tool to try and maximize his negotiating leverage going into the Chinese negotiations?
That's a great question. And I wish that the answer was this was all part of a grand strategy. That would make me feel hugely better. But I try to do Trumpology, and I was actually having dinner last night with Bill O'Reilly, a former student, who I think is one of the better Trumpologists who are trying to interpret, and we were going back and forth through this. It's easy enough to see why the window, tactically, the window in which this attack occurred was chosen, because here you got the supreme leader and 40 of the other leaders of Iran out in public, so that's an opportunity as a target. And it's the best opportunity that's come along. The question is, why would you be attacking them? And especially Trump, given his campaign and his previous views about not repeating the mistakes of the people that took us into endless, windless wars. And I think I think Bibi is a magician. I think his single-mindedness is impressive. I think his agility in arguments and developing arguments is impressive. How he managed to persuade Trump this was a good idea for the U.S. now, I don't have a good idea. And I think that if I listen to the reasons why even the people closest around him have given, or that Trump have given, they don't seem persuasive. Now, partly Trump is erratic. Partly he sort of, acts on the basis of instincts. Somehow it came to him that this was, something that could be done. I think actually Bibi painted a pretty, the upside of this picture, if it's successful, and I hope now that we brought into it, it would be redefining security in the Middle East for a generation. So getting rid of the Iranian regime as the Bibi and company have gotten rid of the proxies of the regime earlier, which again, since October 7th, been extremely impressive, could possibly, you could say, well, there's going to be a whole new Middle East. So if the Middle East were all like the UAE, that would be fantastic. Fantastic for all the human beings that live there. So I think maybe he got excited by the upside, not quite careful enough about the risks or the downside. Because the number of ways in which this could go wrong, if we woke up tomorrow or today and a couple of ships have been sunk or a couple of hundred of Americans have been killed, it's going to have a very different image.
And you think that this is independent then of the action with Maduro and independent of the big delegation headed to China for a big negotiation next month?
Well, I wouldn't say entirely independent. I would think with Maduro, so Trump, I think this is my armchair Trumpology, but I would say initially he thought tariffs were a magic wand. And every leader thinks if you have a magic wand, that's fantastic. He's tried the tariff magic wand and discovered it didn't quite have all the effects that he imagined on Liberation Day. He then discovered the American military, which genuinely is a huge one. And the Maduro operation was just spectacular. I mean, again, it's a military and intelligence operation, brilliant. No other country in the world could even imagine doing something like that. And that actually, makes all of us stand taller. It can also provide a little, or historically encourages hubris and an imagination that this magic wand can work in many other arenas. I don't mind at all the proposition that every other country should take account of the fact that the U.S. has the most remarkable military and intelligence community in the world. And that's not a bad backdrop for China and for a China trip. So I agree that things may not be completely disconnected, but I think in terms of the timing, right now, when is the war going to be over? If you talk about 3 or 4 weeks, he'll be in China on March 29. So my inclination, again, if we were just doing prediction markets, is that he's going to find a way to declare this over before then, because he needs a little time to get his mind set on that. But if you ask the folks at the Defense Department, or if you ask the people in Israel, they're thinking this is another month or beyond this war. So again, just things I don't think are quite, in sync.
Jason joined us, Professor Allenson. It's always a treat to have you.
Nice to see you.
Amazing to have you on here and to give us this time. If things were to go extremely well and Iran went from a monarchy to a dictatorship and now in this third act here in modern day to a democracy, and you actually had a democracy with 93 citizens in the Middle East, what impact would that have on the region? We've seen the Gulf monarchies evolve human rights, but they're still monarchies. You have one other, I guess, democracy in the region in Israel, but this could be extraordinary if it was a democracy. But what would that mean to the global chessboard?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, if this could occur, it would be spectacular. Even, I think, but I would say this is way, way, way too ambitious. There's 100 things that would be wonderful outcomes, better than what's likely, that would be short of that. I remember in Iraq, after Bush failed to find nuclear weapons, which was the initial, I'd say, somewhat packed up rationale for our going into Iraq. Condi Rice, who was the secretary, gave a speech about how wonderful it'll be when Iraq is a democracy and market economy, radiating stability through the Middle East. So we're pretty good at doing I Have a Dream, in that version. I think that's a way stretch. I would be very happy with a regime there that simply was not about building nuclear weapons, was not about building missiles that threaten the U.S. and our friends and allies in the region, and not about supporting proxies. And if it's a pretty cruel regime, unfortunately, that's unfortunate for the Iranian people. The Persian people, I'm a student of history. I love Persia. I remember of Cyrus, and I remember the Peloponnesian War. I remember, this is a fantastic culture and history. They've been hijacked by a terrible group of people. And if those people can be somehow ousted, wonderful for Iranian people and wonderful for the world. If I were betting it, I'd say go back to the first point. It questions uncertainty, finding signals in the noise extremely difficult. But if I were betting it, it'll end up that the guys with the guns will, in some version, be the next iteration. And if they're tamer and less determined to threaten our interests, will this have been worth it? Well, we'll have to look at, over the longer run. I think the other thing that we know about wars is that they're unpredictable and that they have many unanticipated consequences. I think as we watch what's happening now and see what impact does that have on oil and gas prices, predictable, so you can see, and going. Well, what impact does that have on other countries? Huge. So the number of countries now whose economies are being disrupted by this impact, and therefore blaming us for it. I had a call from someone in Taiwan yesterday saying, wait a minute, did anybody think what it's doing for us? Since they get about half of their electric.
People don't like my videos. Apparently they're annoying.
It's under investigators.
Not done. He's not about trickery. Plan. Okay.
I got you.
No magic. No defying the law.
Yeah, no.
No defying the laws of nature. No magic.
I got you.
You're compelled to interrupt.
Yeah, I'm compelled because what you're doing is, Hans, is you're overtaking your sticker. No, but you're doing all this. You're doing all this stuff. Okay, go ahead.
Pilot White told him, don't you dare. This is a good man. Don't you have anything to do with his death?
I got you.
Pilate went out of his way. He went out of his way to make the Jews responsible, right?
Okay.
And then he deceived, just like the Quran said.
White families, to be sure, but it is going to be in the hands of women. I think we are going to see a different type of candidate that is going to be. So imagine if we had more Mackenzie Bezoses than we did, Miriam Adelsons that are, over all of these billions of dollars. That's all I'm saying. So I think it's gonna change the landscape.
Yeah. That's W's back in the house.
All right, W.
If it turned out that Torta was a man, would you still be interested?
No, I'm not interested in that.
Well, luckily that's not the case.
Hey, Daddy! Hey, Daddy! I'm hungry for some raw milk, Daddy!
Okay, well, buckle in.
Yeah, well, strap in, buckle in.
Wait, John Kitover. What's your thought about knowing what Abby looks like now?
You saw my response video, right?
But can you tell everyone in the room?
You don't want to know. It's too shocking to hear.
What do you mean?
What did you thought she would be in your head? Like, what did you imagine?
Yeah, what's the intention?
When I think of someone who's fully evolved, as opposed to like a Cro-Magnon, see, we are Homo sapiens, or Homo sapiens. But when I see an under-evolved Cro-Magnon looking hybrid, sometimes it makes me, respond in a certain way, which, people are maybe upset by. And I try not to upset people when they hear me react to what I saw.
Well, I believe that they should be slaughtered and taken out of the.
Wesley. Oh my God, Wesley. What's wrong with you?
No, there are human beings on this planet that honestly.
That are so unattractive that they should be murdered?
Pretty much.
Oh my God, Wesley. That's messed up. That's really
Leslie, you call yourself an American?
That's my position.
Hey, what's that horrible noise?
Who's playing the fucking... Is that you, John?
I know that we don't need
Who's playing the cowbell?
poor human beings should be allowed to propagate this planet.
Leslie, that's a lot. So, John, what was your exact reaction when you saw it?
Well, I was also a little shocked by seeing Yael's pussy and her fake tits, as well as her lips and tongue saying all types of horrible, slutty, wonderfully sexual things. And when I contrasted that with the she-wolf type hybrid creature that I came across, with the plucked eyebrows and the bangs from hell and the tan that never was, I realized that even if you're a PhD, but you still look like you came from World War III, like nuclear fallout, mutations alone aren't responsible for human evolution. It's actually antisocial behavior which creates evolutionary bridges in the history of mankind.
I have no idea who the fuck
Wesley,
you are,
please,
but you're
gold
a
is...
man after
Wesley!
all.
Wesley, oh, okay. All right, I thought you were going to interrupt me and say that what I was saying was inaccurate, but thank you for confirming. This is gold. I'll be here all night.
I believe that they should be taken out of society.
Alpha, are you here? Oh my God, I want this bitch to listen.
I'm here listening.
Okay, good.
Like, Wesley, let's let Tom Kitover finish his thought.
So I'm cooking here, and let me tell you, when I take parsley, or I take oregano, or I take cardamom, or I take a little curry, and I mix it up and I make a paste, and then I look at it and I say, what would I call that if I were to put, like, slop that on my bread as a dip, or like coat my chicken? Let's just call it Abbey paste. And, the first cosmetic that was commercially successful was inspired by the Abbey paste. The Abbey paste is a little bit like a regurgitation, meaning that, have you ever puked and then realized that everything you eat turns into a paste, and then it turns into your poop? And so when I think of what a fart is, generally, it's air passing over a turd. And what's so important to know is on this app, as somebody pointed out to me on my YouTube Live recently, if you fart, will you shit your pants? And that is the question here, ladies and gentlemen, because everyone is going through the same door, the same bridge, the same gateway to the next level of this life we call game. I mean, this game we call life. And so if you fart,
Let's see.
will you shit your pants? And I personally think burps are grosser than farts. Because a fart...
This answer a fucking question.
Well, I believe that if you're burping, all systems should go. Your body is functioning.
What the fuck is that noise?
I feel like John Kitover kind of lost his train of thought and just started kind of saying whatever.
Yeah, sounds like it.
That was gold. I'll be here all night.
Dorothy, did you see a telegram?
I kind of was interested in like what you thought she was going to look like. Like, who did you think she was
I'm
going to
looking
be?
for it.
Well, I never envisioned in my worst nightmares that she would look like a hybrid cat creature from the movie The Children Under the Stairs, but, you know, it's always unknown. Sometimes you think you're like a cute little tulip living in some mountain place where they cook, you know, goats and camels in the mountains and then feed the meat to the children. But when I think of what it could have been versus what was, it is so shocking, so revolting, so physically upsetting that I literally let out a scream of utter horror and terror at the image that I saw before me. Because when I think about what that cute little bunny is, or what that cute little tiny furry creature is, or any other of the cutesy little pictures, and then when I saw them flying that cute little baby eye, bring it back to my PTSD. Affecting my well-being, just thinking about it. Yeah, what was that thing? What was it? Oh, God, was it alive? Was the thing actually alive that just died? Was it some type of CIA UFO experiment hybridization creature? What two people made such a thing?
So John, the question is, if she was a nice person, would you have viewed her differently?
It's okay.
Well, I believe that if people are barking and farting, all systems.
You know, Wesley, you know.
Georgia, what's on your mind?
I'm looking for the picture for Edie.
Oh, that.
To bring you up, are you gonna?
Have you not seen her?
You.
Oh, okay. I just sent it.
So, let me ask you this. Do you think ugly people in society actually modify their behavior in order to come in more in alignment with their beauty, you know, standards?
I mean, come on, but you exaggerated very much. If she was a nice person, you would not think any of those things you just said.
Well, I'm literally doing a routine for the sake of, you know, the audience.
But I mean, she's not ugly at all.
No, I'm sure on her best, you know, Friday, Saturday night, you know, if the feeling's right, she looks great, you know. But I mean, that's after like 2 or 3 gin and tonics, and also the moon can't be out. There can't be any light out there. It's got to be dark and mysterious, and sequence. A lot of sequence to sell at.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Somebody probably doesn't go to.
Oh my goodness, bro.
It's so confusing nowadays. I go on Hinge and I, you know, swipe right, and then it turns out there's all these men that dress up as women, and I'm like, how in the world does Hinge allow men to identify as women when those are clearly all men dressed up as women? I filed a class action lawsuit to demand that men stop presenting themselves as women because they're just too goddamn beautiful, huh?
I mean, that would have happened when you become Congressman, but that never happened.
Oh, I also saw your photos as well, Bussy. I was also equally repulsed and shocked. I thought you were black. Turns out you're a faggot Mexican. I couldn't believe it. I had no idea. I always thought you were black.
Forever.
Thought you were black. Couldn't believe it. You're an LGBTQ narco terrorist. We gotta bomb you with a fucking headset IUD.
I'm a trans woman.
You're the most dangerous hybridization creature. See, most people don't know what change and trans really means. I saw a black man on the street once and he was screaming, "Got any change? Got any change?" Nowadays, you can't even ask for change. You gotta ask for gold coins. here on Clown House, the new economy, the parallel society you've all been looking for. Anyways, what I'm trying to say here is that, Torta is the ultimate spy agent, the ultimate information gatherer here. And I want to thank you for finally sending me Yael's titty photos. Wow. Bravo, sir. Finally, one man who could achieve what seemed to be him. Wow. And those were some glorious. Wow. Full vagina. I mean, you could tell that.
And Tony sent it. Actually, Tony's the one who sent it to me, not AJ.
How do people get those in the first place?
Tony sent it. URL's pornographic pictures and videos.
Yeah. Don't listen to him go.
I'm not her.
Tony, what's it like being such a repulsive, virulent, anti-Semite, piece of white trash or Hispanic, biracial, Latino trash, whatever you are? Do you wax your mustache or do you shave it or trim it? How do you get rid of your facial fluff?
I wax it.
You wax your mustache? Do any of the ladies here also wax their mustache?
Yeah, twice a week.
Oh, because I was dating a beautiful girl once and I saw some hairs on her chin. I said, you know what? This relationship's over. I'm going to Israel. I'm going to go to Tel Aviv. I'm dumping this fat, disgusting American, this liberal fat slob. I'm going to Israel where there are confirmed killers walking the streets.
I don't blame you.
Sexy.
Fuck that bitch.
I got to go for a 10-mile jog. I just killed 15 Palestinians in an airstrike. What? Wow, baby, let's go to dinner tonight. Have you guys ever been to Israel? Hello?
I have.
It's amazing going through the airport. It's so exhilarating. Who's your rabbi? Who's my rabbi? What? Hello? You got to identify at the airport who your favorite rabbis are. But anyways, back to the DNA. I know COVID-19 spawned a lot of mutant creatures, but I had no idea that one of them was amongst us. From when all the UFO and the alien, conspiracy theorists, they know a lot of things, but King Nav is here. King Nav was probably also equally repulsed at the hybridization creature we discovered behind all those see little bunny photos. What is that thing? Did you tattoo your eyebrows on? Oh my God! What happened to your skin? Ooh! Can't touch your toes. You're a blob. You are a human blob. You're like McDonald's in a box. So we're live on TikTok right now. We've got 1,300 live viewers. It's incredible. Our TikTok has exploded in popularity, all because of Clown House and my multi-studio recording efforts. We're averaging over 2,000 views a minute. Google has just wired us our monthly bread and butter for $14,000 because of you beautiful AI people. All the data that we're feeding, that Mormon NSA.
Do you guys want to go to a private room?
Hello?
Oh, no dresses. Thanks, though.
Do your TikTok viewers have any favorite characters? Any favorite Clubhouse characters?
Well, definitely Alpha, our favorite. I don't know. Let me ask Abby.
These people don't know me.
From the garden.
Being 8 in 1 is 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still.
Fuck is you talking about?
By the stillness of will. Best thou mayst afford. That tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low. So that thy being into with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Let thy life be pure and calm. Sway softly as a windless palm. Let the will to live be bound to the one love of the command. Let the thought divinely free from sense of insanity. Every thought that springs and happens hour after hour, thy vigilance intense and keen turned inward. No atom of analysis sits on one thought securely. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, in ecstasy, prolong thy meditation, steep and straight, slave and God should he distract thy attention from the chosen. Lest all these things in one overpower, time and the midnight blows from cloud. The whiteness is yet even in my son, thou shalt not do. If thou be straight, the expressions you darkly glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding names, forms, side and stress, even this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart. Thou art the master I revere, thy radiance that rolls oh, brother of the silver stone.
There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1
silver's love. There are some kings being 81. First, let the body of me be still, bound by the smoke. Corpse rigid, thus that makes the fidget waves that takes the one. Next, let the breath with me below. Easy, regular, so that I may be in tune with a great season's index. Third, let that love be pure and calm, sweet softly as a windless palm, towards any root that bound to the one that let the floated body free from sense observing its entity. Watch every thought that springs and hangs, hour after hour, joyous, intense, and true. No answer. 6, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 and 1 and 1 and 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the root. Next, let the brethren below please regular rents, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Let the light be pure and calm, swaying softly as a windless palm. Both let the will to let be but one, of the profound. Let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs and heads, hour after hour I vigilance, intents that we keep turned inward in no time for notice. 6 on one thought securely pinned, still lingering whisper of the wind, so like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolonged, thy meditation, sleep and strong, slaying even God, should he distract thy attention on the chosen ends. Last all these things in one knowing power, time, midnight blossom thought, oneness as yet in limitless. My soul, thou shalt not do this. If thou restrain the expression, shift thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I think thou master of me, thy radiance that rose above, of the silver sky. First let the body be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid must thou mayst the heart, the fidget waves that tease the heart. Next let the breath rhythm be easy, recognize. let the will of truth be brought to the one above the heart. The thought divinely free from sense of identity. Watch every thought that springs and passes. Now after now, my business. It's that keeps her difference. No answer, love and honesty. Sex of the thought securely pinned to every whisper of the wind. Swung like a flame straight and unstirred. Burn up like me in one word. That's the place, the secret of love. Identity since the man's wrong. So thank God should he distract my attention from its throes and last of these things in unknown bounds. The one next is the empty if thou restrain the expression of truth like glanced directions discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Here's the thou art the master thy radiance that falls upon, O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and one in 8. First, let the body be still, bound by the semblance of a will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst unfold. Rigid veins that is the thought. Next, let the breath below. Easy, regular, and slow. So that my being feels you with the great saint's specific soul. Third, let my mind be pure and calm, swayed softly as a windless palm. Fourth, let the will to live be bound. Let the thought divine be free from sense of certainty. Watch every thought that springs and has hour after hour thy vigilance. Intrinsic key, turning what it is. No Watch every thought that springs and passes. Hour after hour, thy vigilance. Intensity turned inward midst. How up and how these things. Streets, unlocked laws, securely fenced in. Every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight out of stern. Burn up the deep. Thy meditations deep and strong, slaying even God to keep strength. Thy attention from the chosen. Last all these things in one power. Time in the midnight blossom flower. One message yet even in this. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. The fidget babes that tease the fall. Next, let the breath rhythm be easy, regular, and slow. Thy light be pure and calm, sweet softly as a windless calm. Forth let the winter we fall. Every thought that springs and finest we experience in this life is truly a taste of God, for it is God. But for each man, if each man had been the woman, he would have done no less. Name of thunder, teeth of kings, breath of battle, blood that sleeps. She walks where the banners burn, eyes like blades in dust jumps her, counting every step, every trembling hand, turning chaos into sharpened plan. Skulls in a circle, bats on the ground, mind as a heartbeat, louder than the drown, wings on the page, every broken soul, coming out with a single word. Coffee steam, quiet room, clock still moving, heart still too soon. Breath gets tangled in the days to do. So I close my eyes, make some room for you. In the still mind, I find you. In the slow breathing, you speak the truth. When the world shouts loud, I sit right down, and your love turns this chair into holy ground. Thoughts like thunder, rolling fast, old regrets, future plans. But your name, like the harvest sound, every fear walks down as I breathe you in now. In the still night, I find you. In the slow breathing, you
still too soon. Breath gets tangled in the days to come. So I close my eyes, makes for you. In the still night, I find you. In the slow, you speak the truth. When the world shouts aloud, I stand right down. Your love turns its chain into hope. Thoughts like thunder, rolling fast. Old regrets, future plans. But your name, like a harbor sign. Every fear walks there as I breathe now. In the still, I find you. In the slow breath, you speak the truth. When the world shouts aloud, I see it right now. It's changed. No parties, just one on aching knee. But it's quiet. You leave it. I lose my in the still, I find you. In the slow breath, you speak the truth. When the world shouts aloud, I stand right down. Your love turns its chain. It's under my knees. Breath comes like turning pages. All the noise falls off the edge, and I can hear in the spaces, in the quiet. It's your song. Every question goes much smaller. When I remember you were here all along in the quiet. Under the open sky, silent, I was still listening. Flows cold under my knees. Breath comes slow